Thank you for tuning in to Androna Talks Radio, gathering as one in our sovereign truth from a galactic perspective, exploring our world with new ideas, knowledge, and a promise of a better future. Galactic discussions for galactic-minded people. Androna Talks.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on Androna Talks Radio. The show today was not intended for a radio program, it was intended for a personal session. However, the original recording was not done on Skype, it was done by other means, so you'll notice that my audio sounds like I'm talking through a tin can a bit, but I felt like the information was very, very informative and extremely important for everyone to hear. Over a year ago, I had a discussion with this individual whom I'm referring to as Neo. Obviously, that's not his real name. Neo was someone that I had a conversation about with Maxine, who was one of the Monarch kids that were rescued by the ACIO. And Peter introduced me to them. We had a discussion about Neo and how he was rescued from the future and brought into our reality. He doesn't have much of a memory regarding that. They clearly had wiped his memory, but he's had quite a difficult time in this lifetime. And what happens is when you're not from this timeline, it seems like it's really hard to integrate. It's hard to align with everything, and you really feel like a fish out of water or some other type of lack of communication with others. It seems like you can't quite find your niche. So it's been difficult. It helped me by gathering this information. It helped me, but I found out that they were in a very desperate situation, and there were over 1,000 people that were rescued and are currently in our reality now who were a part of this group. Some of the discussions that I've had with Neo, I haven't done a whole lot of sessions with him personally, but we've interacted a little bit here and there in between. And finally, as we were doing the session today, there was some really intriguing information about how his access or reach into the future from actually belonging there, seeing that my lab, and also having to deal with others using his portal to access back into our present time. So like he was followed, which brought in some other problems, including something that is going to be hard for people to they're just going to be stunned, and I was personally stunned, was information regarding the Simpsons. Now, we talk about a lot of different things, and at some point, you have to listen a bit before we get to that point, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on around him, and then you'll see that it opens up. Another thing that I should let you know is that Peter, I have a discussion with Peter, and this is the story that I'm talking about. This is the private session where I realized that there were things that were happening, and I was trying to figure it out, and Peter and I have a discussion regarding what was going on in The Simpsons. Another thing that I wanted to bring up, and aside from the audio levels, and that it might be a little challenging, Neo is from Slovenia, so English is not his first language, but you can clearly understand what he's saying, and also that if you have any issues with profanity, then it might be something that you may or may not want to avoid. So it's up to you if you're okay with it. I personally, Sometimes people get really upset about different things. There's different ways to express that. And he's a kind, very kind soul. But there's, like I said, it's increased levels of frustration regarding his situation, as anyone would feel that, you're just kind of like a little bit not in the right place at the right time. And so, and I can totally relate to that, with many of us that are listening have had different types of challenges from early childhood, so we're understanding. And so that's probably pretty much all I need to say. The rest of it is you can listen in. And as I said, this is more of the detail of the story as it happened and it unfolded. We didn't edit out any of that part. And of course, personal information that doesn't need to be shared was eliminated and removed from the discussion. So with that said, thank you for listening. I appreciate your patience and understanding, and I appreciate your open-mindedness to see what it's like to actually participate in a very, very interesting experience.
I have a problem. Last Sunday, I believe, I was in the bathtub, and I was getting hammered, emotionally. And I just wanted to say, I release everything that's not for my highest good, And that guy fucking said I release everything to fucking Satan. And then I felt like a pop on my left foot. And after that I had serious problems with emotions. Not that I don't have any, but I feel blocked on the heart, and I can remember my dreams, and it's harder to visualize things. So some shit happened, and I would like my emotions back and my energy, whatever was cheated out, or maybe it was just mind control. Listening.
Well, when that happened, did you jump in and say, I don't consent to that, I don't agree to it? Or it just happened like that?
It just happened like that.
Yeah,
because in the last moment...
You're evil.
Yeah, in the last moment... Evil. And they, most likely, I had some visions when I was doing stuff. Either they used a clone of myself or something to get me to, I won't say consent, but to hear that shit as my own, Yeah. I saw it like a clone or something, because it was not alive, it was like a drugged or something, but it looked like me, but drugged. And then I purged that guy in unconditional. I tried a couple of things. Some worked, some don't. And I felt something at the back of my head. Right now I don't. But I visualized when I was clearing stuff. I do a lot of stuff, self-clearing, that I was laying on some metal table, and that I was chained, but in the technology stuff, not ordinary chains, and had a plug in my head. So I visualized that those chains popped open, and that I woke up, sit down and purged those fucking scientists around me and some alien stuff, and with the light I unplugged that shit, and it worked. But then 1 or 2 times I felt that shit again, but I seem to remove it. But that shit, I really want my emotions back, because I don't... it's really hard to express and feel emotions, and even if I listen to music, I don't feel that joy, when your heart jumps. And I do a lot of stuff, while listening to music in the rhythm, make an intent, because if you're in low frequency, they cannot barge in like that. So I believe it was on Saturday or Sunday evening, I was in the bathtub, it has salt in it, and I just wanted to say that I release what's not for my highest good, and the fucker said I release everything to fucking Satan, and I was shocked, and then felt a pop on my left foot, It was fucking blank. I didn't feel a lot of stuff. I felt empty. And can you take a look at this? What actually happened? Because I resonated with that shit which you talked about on your couple of last shows, that they basically hijack or trick you out of some of your energy and put it in some bubble reality like Kennedy, motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
And can you take a look at this? Because I want my emotions back, even if I'm more emotional in this. I'm proud of my emotions, and I would like to help my inner child, you know, to get the love he so desperately craved. And,
okay. So I just want to understand the one where you said you're breaking free from something, and then they added something. I give myself to Satan or something like that. Tell me exactly what was said again, and then go.
I wanted to say I release everything that doesn't serve my highest good, you know, Supreme Creator. And then I said I release everything, and the guy jumped in and said I release everything to Satan. And then it shocked me. Poof! Something happened. I felt the pop on the left foot, and I did say I don't consent, but you know, it didn't reach. And I did.
Let's focus on that first.
Yeah.
Let's go in there and let me see if I can. Don't try to do anything yet. Let me try to focus in on it.
Please.
And I want to try to undo whatever it is that they did.
Yeah, I want to be undone.
First of all, I have to see who this one is calling it Satan. Calling in Satan.
It's the same fucking guy. For years.
Okay, well, let me just find him. Well, this side looks like Poseidon right now. And I don't know, he was wearing like a mustard-colored coat. It's weird.
Yeah. But that satanic shit is the same fucking entity going up and down my left foot chakra. And it was always the same shit, you know.
Hold on a second, I'm going after him. Now he looks like he's wearing a Russian hat. I got him. I got that SOB. I'm going to bring him up to the high courts.
Yeah, please.
It doesn't mean that he might not pop up from another dimensional space, but I got this one.
I did feel something. Even when you were looking for him, I felt, you know, like some...
Alright, he put like a bear trap on your foot. Like it snapped on your foot, and when it hit your ankle.
Yeah, for a while, my ankle was going outwards.
Yeah,
you know, like this.
Undo it. Take it off of your ankle.
Yeah.
Alright, so now I'm seeing you in... It's a lot of snow. It's probably one of those camps, where military camps. Yeah. And they had you out doing exercises in Russia, in this secret space camp.
Yeah.
I'm seeing you wear one of those hats with the fur that goes up in the side, you know?
Yeah.
And you actually literally hurt your ankle, and you stepped in a bear trap. Okay.
I felt that. Left foot, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was really having difficulties walking. That was when I was attacked with that shit. Alistair Crowley's crap.
Yeah, well, they're having you. You're sitting in a sort of dark room with all of the other what do they call them? Hold on. Recruits.
Yeah.
You're sitting there with a bunch of recruits.
Yeah.
And it's a dark room. It's like you're sitting in all these chairs lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dark room, and it's some kind of they're making everyone say, "I give my soul to Satan" or something like that.
Yeah. That shit was happening since I was, I don't know, 10, 12 years old.
They put it in your subconscious, and they had everyone, like, the room is very dark. I can't see what's in front yet, but it looks like everyone's lined up, and everyone's head's down like this. And they keep on saying it. Keep on saying it until you start saying it yourself, and then it releases.
I never said it consciously. Somebody dumped that shit on me. Each and every time.
It's everyone's in the room. Every single person in the room heard it over and over and over again, like a mind control.
I demand that we be free.
Your subconscious starts to repeat it itself.
I demand that I be freed, and those recruits as well, because I'm pretty sure none of them wants to be there.
We're going to break from this reality. I'm going to see how you got in there, and I'm going to pull you out, and then we're going to cut off from it completely.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Some kind of weird secret space program.
I don't want to be in any fucking secret space program. I don't want to be a super soldier. I don't want to work with or for control systems and service to self motherfuckers. I don't want anything from them, anything at all.
I'm seeing a bear. There's like a bear with its mouth open. And it's a shapeshifter. Oh, you know who it is? That wizard that was there for... The heck is his name?
Merlin.
That's that wizard from Russia, the one that was there during the time of the last king.
Rasputin.
Rasputin, yeah. He shapeshifted into a bear.
Yeah.
And I could see the teeth, and he was like yelling, and I tried to stop it.
Yeah. I want to be freed from that reality and those motherfuckers.
Yeah, why don't you break ties with Rasputin, see if that helps.
Yeah, I break all ties, entanglements, soul agreements, oaths, blood oaths, signatures, blood signatures, any kind of allegiance, promises of allegiance, promise of servitude, or any kind of entanglements, soul agreements, consents of any kind, which resulted in entanglement with Rasputin and whoever he works with, and whoever he works for, and whoever's worked for him. I don't consent, I don't allow being entangled with them in any way, shape or form, or to the program or agency in which they operate. In any direction of time, any timeline, any reality, space, between space, pocket space, quantum space, pocket reality, inserted reality, overlays between dimensions, between realities, or any other derivatives of realities like biospheres and such. I do not consent, I do not allow to be part of any kind of so-called satanistic programming, satanistic rituals, or Luciferian rituals and dogmas and belief systems or imprints, or with anything resulting in Satanism or Luciferianism, or selling your soul to the devil, or exchanging your soul shards for anything. I do not consent, I do not allow, and I demand that I be completely freed from any and all control systems, service to self motherfuckers, and so do are all my soul shards, energy, my emotions, my DNA lineage, my ancestors, my bloodline, and my family.
Okay, so I looked beyond Rasputin and I saw what it looked like Poseidon, but it's a fake Poseidon who's actually part of the satyr group. You know the satyrs they're like goat people. I saw,
in my visions, I saw some figure with goat head.
Yeah. These are the ones that are in allegiance to Satan. They're goat people.
Yeah, I break all ties and take them as a sense of any kind with those goat people or anyone.
Fake Poseidon,
and fake Poseidon as well.
Or fake Poseidon, both of them.
Poseidon and fake Poseidon, or any jinns, or any satans they might use, or any kind of entities and energies which work for them, they work for or work with. I do not consent to any satanic bullshit, and I want everything that they ever did to me or stole from me to be returned to me, or written with divine blueprint and returned to me, and to be brought into the state before it was in any way, shape or form harmed. What's the word, the proper word? To be undone?
To be undone, to revoke?
To be undone and to be revoked. As I never consented to anything, and I don't consent having any soul shards of myself being used by anyone, or any clones of myself being used by anyone. I'm of Prime Creator Source, God's soul. I'm unconditionally loving and unconditionally loved. I'm not my persona. I'm a harmonic sovereign being, and therefore not to be harmed, not to be touched.
And you asked that everything that was imprinted on your subconscious that is not in alignment with your higher truth, you asked to have it erased.
Yeah, I demand that everything from my subconscious which is not aligned with my higher truth, which might have been poisoned by anyone, including my sister, to be erased. As I don't consent, I don't allow my subconscious being tainted by any limiting and self-limiting belief systems and programs and imprints, or any other poisoning mentality and mindsets of any kind which are not for my highest good. I want to be and feel that which is for my highest good, and it's from me, my real self, my unconditional higher self. And I do not consent being in any way, shape or form entangled with these parasitic fucks. I demand that everything that has been stolen from me, which is part of my divine blueprint, to be returned to me, that my emotions be returned to me, healed, and that my DNA lineage, my ancestors, my family also disentangled from those God people and those Russian military and government motherfuckers, and anyone else, including those gypsies and whoever is delusionally been claiming that they own us or they are entitled to harm us or in any way, shape or form trying to soul shard us or imprint us with any limiting, self-limiting belief systems, any kind of self-damaging belief systems and programs like suicidal programs or smoking or doing stuff which is not for the highest good and is abomination to our own soul essence, unconditional soul essence.
Wow. I saw that the Elven came in and started going after the goat people with arrows.
Elven?
That was cool.
Who is that?
The Elven, the Elven people.
Elven. Elven, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Elves. Yeah.
I know it sounds silly, but they're our earliest civilization here on the planet.
Yeah. I want those fucks removed because this is the single most damaging shit that's ever happened in my life. You know, I experienced a lot of stuff, sick shit. But this soul-selling crap, I never consented to shit, and it really, really sharded me a lot. And I want...
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're from the underworld.
Yeah.
The goats are not, they're not good beings. It's a hybrid.
Yeah,
hybrids
I saw them.
Bad,
I saw them.
mostly.
Yeah, I saw them. But who exactly was the guy or is which went up and down my left fucking foot chakra and was bargaining for my soul and was saying shit in my name? I can fucking feel it when it's embodied, when it's something happens which is not nice, and the fucker smiles, and
He shapeshifts. I think it might have been Rasputin.
I have a fucking enough of this shit,
Yeah.
I want Rasputin to be sent to high courts and tried justly for their crimes against humanity, and any other those black and dark magicians and wizards and spellcasters and curse casters and whoever is throwing their malevolent intent at humanity, either directly or indirectly. And I demand that unconditional loving high courts and unconditional loving beings of high harmonic integrity and honor stop any and all attempts to use people's soul shards, stolen or lost or misplaced soul shards and energy towards them, as if they had malevolent intent or those thoughts that are theirs, or to try to make them to do anything that is not aligned with what they feel in their heart is right. This is abomination, this is trickery and deceit, this is a violation of natural and universal laws, and nobody in their right mind would ever consent to that shit. I demand that all this fucking trickery and deceit stops, and that these fucks get divinely judged justly for the crimes against humanity. And I demand that this 5G technology and Elon Musk, with whom I also break all ties and take on the soul agreements and consents of any kind, and AI and Red Cube and androids and cyborg shit and anything parasitic, whether it be fake like darkness or AI, mechanical and program or otherwise, to be stopped, as we don't consent to any of their agendas, and nobody agrees to anything unless it's done under divine unconditional loving light's protection with full transparency what they're consenting. We do not consent to any of this shit. People's souls are innocent. They don't want to harm anyone. Sure, there are a couple of rotten apples, but majority of humanity is pure innocent souls, which are being mind-fucked every day. And what happens outside of right now, and these agendas with New World Order and with AI and that crap, I demand that it be all shut down. But the unconditional high courts and Council of Five and whoever unconditionally loving of highest harmonic integrity and honor has the power to do so, as humanity does not consent to this shit.
I'm asking that everyone that was mind controlled and that with all that satanic stuff, that they are freed from it, and that it is pulled from their memory, like as if it was never done before.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that just opened up.
Yeah, I demand that they be freed from any and all mind control illusions and delusions of that satanic or other mind poisoning, which is certainly not aligned with what they feel is right in their unconditional loving heart. We do not consent to any soul selling, we do not consent to any soul sharding, we do not consent to any kind of energy or frequency exchange, any skills exchange, or any kind of exchange with anyone out of love. We want to be who we really are, perfect, harmonically sovereign and free, and completely disentangled and freed from any and all control systems, entanglements, garments, or other forced or tricked interaction. I demand that all those responsible for that get sent to high courts to be justly judged for the crimes against humanity and making a mockery of natural and universal laws. I demand that these fucking plugs from the back of our heads be removed, because I fucking feel it again.
Okay, that might be something different.
Yeah?
Yep. Alright, so that MyLab is different from the secret space program that I saw.
Yeah. Okay, let's just finish one thing.
Okay.
I demand that those soldiers or recruits or whoever these agencies or military projects were using with mind control and trying to make them a super soldier or to soul shard them or to steal their skills or imprint them with anything out of love, that they be free from any and all mind control, that their subconscious be sanitized, divinely sanitized, that any poisoning of their mind be removed and of their subconscious, and that they be freed and sent to their proper harmonious timeline in reality, and their damage and other injuries to be undone and they be healed.
Okay, there's a guy, the one that got you caught in that bear trap, his name was Brent, B-R-E-N-T.
Yeah.
And he was one of your personal handlers that was involved in this group.
Okay.
Disconnect from him personally so I can have him removed.
Yeah, I did cut all ties and take him.
Hold on, someone else by the name of Shelby
Sure.
Watts. Shelby Watts. The hell is that? I wonder if it's Monarch.
Yeah, please check.
Yeah. The thing about Monarch is they love being celebrities. So, often I find them as celebrities.
Yeah.
They love to be worshipped.
Yeah. Like that guy. Let's see.
There's Naomi Watts.
Naomi.
Which might be the same entity.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, it's Monarch. British. And it's weird because I heard Brent and then I heard Brit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Monarch.
Okay.
Yeah. But they were in the Russian secret space program. I saw them there. So it's almost like the spy within the spy.
Yeah, double agent or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Shelby Watts. It's actually a male and then likes to go into female bodies, the entity.
Yeah.
It's funny because the middle name, Naomi Watts' middle name is Ellen. And Ellen DeGeneres it could be connected to Ellen DeGeneres, who's kind of male-female,
I don't want to have anything to do with it.
No.
I'm a protector of the divine feminine and will not tolerate any such abomination.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so let me see if there's anyone else.
Yeah, please.
Dylan Cole. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, just keep on picking.
Yep. I'm glad the names are coming.
Yeah, please.
Let's see what we got here. Dylan Cole. It looks like a football player. Dylan Sterling Cole is a football player. I'm not sure if that's him or not. They said it is him, but he's not African. There, that's why I'm trying to get his face. Oh, look at what he's got above him. It's got like the pitchfork.
Yeah, I see. For Satan, huh?
Yep. Sterling Cole. Silver, right? Sterling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a worker of Poseidon.
Catch as many as you can.
Yep.
Because I'm clearly not present in the body or this timeline, There's definitely something going on. And this shit, even when I'm at home, doesn't matter, just keep on searching. There fucking refuse to be any fucking problems.
Right. Jared Baker.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't see who this one is. There is an actor. They said that's him. Here again, another one.
Yeah, I think I saw him. Yeah.
You saw him how?
I don't know, on TV or something.
Well,
Maybe. This looks kind of familiar.
yeah. He looks familiar to me, and he looks really dark as well. I think some of these are Dracos.
For sure, Dracos all over the place. Because when I was younger, I just keep searching. I won't. Because Dracos are also black magicians and Satanists.
Yes.
Yeah, they do rituals and shit, so I always knew they had something to do with it, either directly or indirectly. And that is the single most damaging shit I did in my life. And because it was that clean hand shit, or whatever it's called, I never consented to shit, but the reaction you had was considered as consent. Could be also mind control or something, but still it's so shrouded you like fuck, you know?
This one's a weird one. I don't know.
Who?
The name Jan Walker.
Jin.
But there was something like Tofi or something like that too, which I couldn't.
What matters is the energetic frequency, you know? Even if you don't hit the name right, you know who it is, you know?
Yeah, this one is Jan Walker, production designer for Tomb Raider.
Terminator.
No, Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, okay, just keep on looking.
There's like two others. I don't know who this is.
Who?
It's something like Tofil. Tofil?
Tofil.
Yeah, I keep on getting Tofil.
For some reason that's not so out there. Could be German?
I don't know. It looks like
Tofil.
Person named Tofil.
With a or il?
That's the whole thing. I don't know. I keep trying different.
Oh. What is this?
What do you see?
Just a second. Could be this. Just let me double check. Yeah. Is this what you saw?
I was looking at that, yeah.
Some football stuff or some score. What is that? Range of perfectly good for enough. Some university stuff, but shot at getting a position of rate and GA campus. To F. I don't know. Is that supposed to be a last name or what?
Well, I found it. I don't know.
Because universities also have laboratories and shit like that that could be involved in some crap.
Alright, so there's this woman that came up.
Oh, just a second. Oh, yeah, I don't... this one? Okay, what?
Let me see if I'll send it over to you.
Yeah, I saw it. The lower picture, I saw it.
Yep.
What's with her?
Yeah, there's something with her as well. That's the TOEFL, I think, that we're looking for.
A lie, but... Okay.
She's wearing a sweater that has, like, the Joker, you know, like the...
Can you show me the picture, because it doesn't open properly on the phone?
They're not allowing me because I'm not friends with her.
Me either, but you did show me some picture. Okay, what's with her?
The one with the blue and white sweater is like that.
Yeah,
kind of like a jester would wear.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. So? I did make a print screen, it's okay.
Like a Harlequin. That's a Harlequin print.
Harlequin.
Harlequin. Like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
You know? Yep.
Okay. So? Try not to dwell too deep if it's not too important.
Try not to what?
Just do your stuff. Doesn't matter. I'm just trying
so
to...
let's look at that My Lab. that you were plugged into, because even though you unplugged yourself, they had access to you again.
Yeah, because I feel fucking this shit plugging in and out randomly. If it's not plugged in, I feel relatively okay, but if it's plugged in...
I just saw a white robot, like a mechanical one, you know, like kind of like not completely humanoid, but it looked like a robot, like a fake face.
Yeah.
And just like white, you know, arms, but the arms don't look completely like anatomical, like human. Just more like it's just like a worker robot.
Yeah.
And that was behind you, and it plugged in something that looked like it was red or blue. It had bumps like that.
Yeah.
Like kind of came out like this. Like there was about 6 of them.
Okay. What was their job?
It's making you sick.
Yeah.
This is from the future. That's what they rescued you from, supposedly.
Yeah. That's sure as fuck. Yeah.
That's crazy shit, because they're robots that are running the reality.
Yeah.
And there's no human sentient life that's in control anywhere.
Like this one.
Yes.
That's from the...
but no, everything's white. There's no like just the white in the chest.
Yeah. But pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the agenda they're trying to pull, you know? That's why that Elon Musk and 5G and all that crap is trying to you know, enforce their shit, and they're trying to hijack they're trying to do this. It's pretty straightforward and pretty
Hold
obvious.
on, I just saw someone.
Okay.
Someone by the name of Jan Moss.
Jim Moss.
Jan.
Jan.
Jan, but he's a male.
Okay.
No, Jan.
Jan. Okay, you write it. This is Jean, like Billie Jean, and this is Jan. Okay, we can say Jan. Okay. What is his role?
He's trying to bring the future into our reality.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to pull.
Yeah, I'm asking to pull this asshole out and everything that he did. That son of a bitch.
Yeah, I asked the same. I demanded he be removed.
They said there's 2 others.
Remove them as well.
Butch Fenkel.
Remove him as well.
This guy is a Norwegian. His name is Jan Moss.
Yeah.
But he's a Norwegian guy. But I think that's him in the future.
Could be.
Economist. He was angry that people weren't paying attention to him.
In what way? Positive or negative?
Negative. He's just self-centered narcissist.
They can go fuck themselves.
Yep. I'm gonna look up Butch Fenkel. We still have one more.
Okay.
One or...
Do you know the name?
Let's see if I can get the name. This guy, Howard Finkel.
Yeah. Butch.
He was in World Wrestling. I think that's him in the future.
Could be.
Someone that's being called Bear Foss. Like...
What's with him?
He's another one.
Redhead wearing red and black plaid shirt from Scotland. Who is that?
Bear Foss.
Ah, Bear Foss. Red-headed, what does that mean? Demonic?
Here, Just red hair.
Oh. So it reminds me of that guy from Simpsons. He was also some Scottish guy. Keep looking.
Well, The Simpsons, it's futuristic, isn't it?
I'll show
They're predicting the future.
Simpsons, Scottish guy. I'll show you the picture. The first thing that popped up in my mind when you said that was this guy. Not sure what his role was, but I don't know.
Yep.
Because a lot of them have red hair because they are Picts or some other Gaelic or other tribes. There are a lot of them with red hair. So what's with him?
Those are the ones that are bringing stuff into the future, and it's interesting because I
Bringing
looked up
stuff
Simpsons
into the future or from the future?
from taking the future into our present.
Yeah. That's what.
And that's essentially what the Simpsons are doing. And then there's that big bear that I saw.
Yeah, I saw. I know the guy.
Okay.
It was the same guy bear from the Simpsons, right?
Yeah, and the Simpsons are, they're predicting the future before it happens, so they're actually bringing it in.
Yeah, because they're imprinting people with images. Even the Trump, it was, long before he was ever running for president, he was shown in Simpsons. Exactly. So this Simpsons stuff could be onto something or was used.
All right, so look at this. Philip Fuvish Finkel is he plays Krusty the Clown, and there's that Finkel name.
Interesting.
I think we're finding these assholes what they've been doing.
Yeah, great. Because I saw that guy. He was having an interview, and he does a couple of voices in Simpsons, I believe.
Yeah.
That Maggie, and this guy,
yeah,
and somebody else, I forgot. But he's a bald guy. He does at least three voices in The Simpsons.
Well, I'm going to put this in here. Yeah. Are you recording this?
Yeah. Audio.
I know that you like to be private, but this might be helpful for a lot of people unless I just talk about it.
Yeah, please do. Because they're trying to... It all goes to resonance, So if you are from the future and want to change the past, you can do it by coming back and imprinting with people with certain mindset, so they resonate because it goes into their subconscious, and then they by the law of that resonance and quantum mechanics basically how should I say, manifest the reality and timeline they want,
Yeah, I was just looking at...
So this fucking Simpsons, I was a fucking in, not kindergarten, but middle school, and they were already playing. It was more than 20 years they are online, and they had a lot of stuff predicting the future, but the problem is that kids and grown-ups watch this, and the stuff goes into their minds. So even if the Trump came from the future, maybe he went into the past or whatever, and order or whatever this cartoon to present him as a president, so it would be ingrained in people's subconscious and stuff like that. It's, if you're cleared enough, it's quite obvious what they're trying to do,
Well, there's someone by the name of Moss too that was also in The Simpsons.
If you found out anything like that during the session, and you think that others might benefit from it, sure.
Yeah.
I demand.
Elizabeth Singleton Moss, an American actress, singer, she voiced Gretchen in the season 25 episode of Labor Pains.
Yeah.
So there's Moss. Let me see who else we mentioned. Finkel. Oh, there was Moss and Foss, right?
I believe so. I can write it. Maybe that timeline was collapsing or whatever, and they wanted to go back into the past and make it stick,
Yep, look at this. The Simpsons guy is the first episode of the 13th season of the American animated television series Family Guy.
It's the same shit. Same shit, basically.
Yep.
If you went to research, you would see a lot of stuff which is quite obvious, but people didn't notice. I forgot what it was all about, but saw it on Facebook. That some cartoon characters were basically based on real persons and real family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
there's someone by the name of AJ Foss that used a YouTube. There's a name AJ Foss that created a YouTube of Simpsons Apu, everybody get naked. But I mean, maybe I bet if I looked deeper into this, there's those names that I just brought in. It looks like it's bringing us there.
Yeah. These fuckers need to be stopped because they clearly want people to resonate with a certain timeline and certain reality, which has a lot to do with that 5G and AI stuff and robots and crap like that. And that's why they are trying to use that satanic crap to shut down your heart, so you would be in a fear mode and low vibrational mode, and they could use mind control and all sorts of stuff, illusions and delusions, to make people to resonate and manifest that kind of reality. Because they try to do that with me. They're trying to convince me that they would hijack my heart and stuff like that, and that I gave my emotions to Satan and shit like that, so I would be basically emotionless and not be able to manifest and do my spiritual work, as they're afraid of me.
Well, a part of it is you were an entry from the future into the past. They used your portal, your energy.
Yeah.
This guy right here, look at Brent Forrester, producer.
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Yeah. Okay. I want them, those fucks, removed, go to divine justice, and to stop them for whatever agendas they have, and to stop using me for their malevolent purposes. As I came here to help humanity free themselves, and will not be used as a tool or any kind of for their malevolent intent.
I agree. Okay, Shelby is a boy who is in Shelbyville version of Bart Simpson, an apparent bully who lives in Shelbyville. This is the name Shelby.
Oh, okay. Could be.
There it is. I mean, and I talk about the Miller, and there's Millhouse.
Millhouse, yeah. Could be. It's just a derivative for the name,
It's enough for me to be convinced that we're onto something.
Yeah. And
I believe that they did. How do they know the future?
Yeah.
And you're literally from the future, so they jumped into your space.
Yeah.
And then it came through and started rewriting our history. Those bastards.
Yeah.
Because created chaos.
Yeah. They're using me for something, and I just came to help humanity free themselves, you know. They're fucking using me all the time, and I never consented to shit. And furthermore, what bothers me the fucking most is this satanic shit, and the shit they try to when I do work, you know, punching while protecting myself and doing intention. They're fucking saying wipe out humanity a lot.
They're trying to. That's probably part of the my lab or that secret space program that you were in.
But the problem,
where they implanted, you know, wipe out humanity as part of their mantra.
Their mantra and the same shit like that satanic stuff at the last moment.
Because but they didn't close down your portal of influence, so some people project and have a very strong influence.
Yeah, because
and if they can't control them, they shut them off so that they can't do anything positive.
Yeah.
And the ones that they have hijacked and under control,
yeah,
they allow them to just say all sorts of stuff. So because you're not saying what they want you to say, then they're filling it in.
Yeah.
Or they are allowing that subconscious implant of
yeah, this is what they do. And at the moment I'm a little bit shut down, but before that fiasco with bathtub, I was, you know, like looking at inside of myself like an empty space, and I then saw lights and whatever. And when those fucks said wipe out humanity, when I was really, I don't know, it was at least 2 levels deep or some really deep mind control shit, it fucking, I could feel my whole body chakra shut down. Because you were in a pure state of consciousness, and having that kind of intent to be considered as yours, you know, it creates a ripple in the reality. And I really don't fucking want that. Because they're fucking using me, and they social me and to abandon me, and other people, only my high frequency saves me from people not acting like dicks. But they're still looking at me weirdly or whatever. I don't have any real company and stuff like that. But I choose to make peace with it. But this shit really needs to go. I don't fucking consent to this satanic shit, and I don't consent to this wipe out humanity crap. This is really fucking annoying.
Or this bringing in the future into our reality and altering
I'm fucking
our
innocent.
reality.
I'm fucking innocent. I came here to help humanity and to rewrite history so that shit wouldn't happen. And the bastards came after me. And from as long as I remember, at least 20 years or more, this fucking satanic motherfucker and Draco Fox, and with that nanotechnology, I was poisoning my mind a lot, or at least try to be seduced by it, you know, by looks, by power, by military stuff, by nanotechnology, which would heal you and detoxify you and all sorts of stuff. And that was like fucking 20 or 15 years ago, when there was not a lot of talk about it. But they fucking try to seduce me with that shit, you know, by power, by I don't know, might, by looks, by money, by whatever, you know. And AI stuff, no, AI, also cyborg shit. A lot of stuff happened when I was young because I was fucking alone, you know. Nobody gives a flying fuck about me, and these fuckers had a fucking field day because they had surely had some sort of connection or entry or whatever. And I don't want to be fucking used as a tool or for their agendas, because they're doing clean hands shit, you know, trying to use drugs or mind control or use your soul shards or some clones and stuff like that, you know, or use other versions of you to get to you, or say stuff as if you said it, all sorts of crap. And it's really fucking annoying because I don't have any friends or some group with whom at least to help each other, you know, and to be more grounded. Because if I'm alone in an apartment, I fucking zone out and a lot of stuff happens still now. And I'm also always doing soul work, and this shutting down of my heart and giving it all to Satan shit really blocked me, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's. I think that you were actually in it. It was dangerous for you to be around others because of the type of stuff that was coming through your portal. So anyone that came around you was probably being affected by it, and a person probably could have been possessed by it. I mean, you're not going to get possessed because you have the right consciousness. But I think that although that my lab and whatever else that you are re-experiencing, I don't think that you're stuck there anymore. But it could be that the triggering your subconscious, and then the memory of you being hooked into that place, and but also we need to shut down those voices and get rid of those assholes that are time traveling and coming through.
Let's do this now. Let's do this now.
What was that?
Let's do this now.
Yeah. Let's shut it all down. And let's just say, you have a right to have a human experience here.
I have a right to have a human experience here, and I don't consent to anything or anyone out of love to meddle with it. I don't consent to be in any fucking programs. I do not consent to any synthetic telepathy or any kind of viruses, retroviruses, or any mind control, or any illusions, delusions, overlays, any kind of tinkering and meddling with my perception, unconditional loving perception of reality. I don't consent to any satanic stuff. I don't consent to any parasitic mantras. I do not consent to any mind control. I don't consent to any brainwashing. I don't consent to any shutting down. I don't consent to any bargaining for my energy. I just felt a pop on my left foot. I don't consent anything or anyone out of love to be in my space ever for any reason. I don't consent being in any secret space program. I don't consent to be a super soldier to anyone. I don't consent to be a government slave. I don't consent to be in any slave state or slave role. I'm a prime creator, co-creator, soul, unconditional loving, unconditionally loved. Not my fake persona, not my name, not my surname, not any fucking text or any fucking numbers, or any kind of fake personalities or belief systems and programs which were dumped on me by the pretense to help me, or just because it could be done because they're fucking assholes. Anything else? I felt two pops, one on the left foot and one on the right.
Was it good or bad?
Something came out.
Something. Okay, good. All right, so I am now forever shutting down my portal. The following names: Shelby, Watts, Brent, Naomi.
I'm shutting.
Any Monarch, Dylan, Cole, Jared, Baker, Jim Walker, Toffel, Butch Fenkel, Jane Moss.
Okay, I'm shutting down.
Air Foss.
I'm shutting down this portal. Forever.
Forever.
Yeah, with Shelby Watts, Brent, Naomi Watts, Monarch, Brit and British, Dylan Cole, Jared Baker, Jim Walker, Toffel, with Jen Moss, with Butch Fenkel, with Butch, what? My accent.
Your accent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Your Foss.
And
Finkel, and
Bear
anything
Foss.
related to the Simpsons?
Yeah, and anything related to the Simpsons,
Monarch
or
Mobius?
Mobius, MyLab, MK Ultra, Umbrella Corporation, AI, Red Cube, Android, what else?
Mobius, Monarch.
Mobius, Monarch, yeah.
Monarch and Umbrella Group.
Umbrella Group and Umbrella Corporation.
There's one other.
MK Ultra. DARPA.
You could say DARPA, but I think what I'm looking for is just keep on going, and I'll have you add it.
Yeah.
Oh, Trinity.
Trinity. What is that?
Group Trinity.
Group Trinity. or any other government or control systems, agencies, programs, experiments, mind control technology, or any kind of their tactics which are working against humanity's sovereign divine.
And my lab from the future where I was originally trapped in.
And my lab from the future in which I was originally trapped in.
With robots and androids.
With robots and androids and AI. And nanotechnology and viruses and retroviruses. Any kind of synthetic living organisms or apex predators and what's it called? Jean-Paul said AI sentience.
AI sentience?
Yeah.
Or lack of sentience?
No, AI sentience. Basically AI with some
you mean like cyborg sort of human?
Yeah, something like that.
With,
AI sentience. And apex predators. And whoever is at the top of this parasitic food chain as I don't know. It was probably AI, ancient AI, which got rogue.
To shut down, delete, uninstall any and all programs.
I shut down, delete, uninstall, and
any and all programs.
Any and all programs of my subconscious.
And conscious mind.
And conscious mind.
From any type of ancient AI.
From any
or
type
future AI.
From any type of ancient AI and future AI.
Future AI or present AI.
Or present AI.
I do not consent, I do not agree.
I do not consent, I do not agree.
And they do not have permission to imprint any of those thoughts in my subconscious.
And they do not have my permission to imprint my subconscious with any of their thoughts and agendas.
I am proclaiming my sovereignty and my liberation from any and all of these groups.
Yeah, I'm proclaiming my sovereignty and what?
Liberation.
And liberation from any of those parasitic AI beings.
And I will refuse to ever allow any group to use my space as a portal.
And I refuse to allow any group, any malevolent group or anybody to use my portal or in my space for their serving to set up agendas.
From the future into the present because of my history.
From the future into the present because of my history.
I am now shutting down that portal so neither I nor anyone else can be bridged between the future and the present.
I now shut down that portal so not me, not anyone can what?
Use that bridge.
Use
between the future and the present.
To use that bridge between the future and the present. What I do here is only for what is for the highest good of myself and humanity and planet Earth, and I choose to fulfill my divine, unconditional and divine mission, and I don't consent to any control systems try to stop me or derail me from fulfilling my divine life mission, or shut me down in any way, shape or form, or use time travel or any other tactics to try to stop me.
So be it.
So be it.
You feeling anything else? Like, is there anything else that we should look at?
For some reason, you know that glass in which you put an egg, boiled egg in, you know, which is still in the shell?
Yeah.
I feel like that, like this is black, and this is like a fork.
Like a cap?
No, not like a cap. Like this is an egg, And this is the jar in which it's in, you know, like this, and this is black, and this is a little bit whitish or crystalline or something. I don't know.
Okay. Let's have it just take it off. Let's take it off.
Is it bad or good?
I think it should be removed. I think that was what held your head in place when they locked it in.
Yeah. I demanded my unconditional Mikhail self remove whatever is not from my head as good as this fox put in me. I could literally feel...
Alright, there were wires. I'm taking the wires out.
Yeah. I don't consent to any of this shit.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm fucking drugged or not being present in the moment. I often zone out.
Alright, so you're going to set back yourself. You're going to return back to the present time.
I choose to return back to my present time. And
I reset my body into the present time right now.
I'm reset my body into the present time right now.
December 9th.
December 9th.
2019.
2019.
I'm resetting my body to the present time. December 12th. December 9th, 2019.
Yeah, I'm resetting my body into current time, December 9th, 2019. To be perfectly present and seated in my body.
I am bringing my whole body together.
I'm bringing my whole body together.
Pulling through all aspects that are mine right now.
Pulling back all my stolen, lost, or supposedly given away, or social synergy and aspects, my talents, my wisdom, my gifts, my knowledge, and everything that is part of my divine blueprint, for which I've worked so hard to gain back into my space, into the proper space in my sovereign space and time and timeline and reality, so I can be complete, unconditional loving and complete once again, and not shattered and fragmented anymore.
So you just keep pulling everything back in. Even some of it, nobody has it anymore. It's just like throughout time travel, that you need to pull yourself back in. The portal is now closed.
Did I get them all?
Yeah.
It was interesting. I saw a buzz or whatever, you know, the kind you hear with your ears, but it was going like down like this, and I felt it here.
Went into the back of your neck.
Yeah. It was...
It might be frequency from yourself coming back in.
Yeah, something happened.
Does your back of your head feel free from that energy that was hooked into you?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I feel it differently. It's not black, it's like this. You know? But it feels
like something is on you like that?
I don't know. For some reason I see that kind of image.
I think that's the energy that's trying to... That's like a succubus or something that was trying to get into you.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull that out. It's like a winged creature. Like one of those... I call them skate. I don't know why I can't think of the real term when I'm supposed to.
Yeah, it was like that sea star, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, not... Well...
Something like that, but not more jelly-like or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do feel stuff. I refuse to be frustrated, but I have so much to offer to the fucking planet, and nobody wants my help, you know.
That nobody understands because it's unique, and not many people have this weird.
No, people like to I don't know, listen to what I have to say, but I want.
They like to listen, but they don't fully understand it.
I need my life to have meaning and purpose. You know, it was started to bother me a fucking lot to be in the same apartment my whole fucking life. And while this shit happens, you know, you get into the work and sleep zone. Oh, I demand that all fucking portals, any kind of back doors to my subconscious or my harmonic sovereign space be closed, especially that on the left foot or maybe the right foot as well, or my back. Because I don't in my apartment, of course, I do not consent to anything or anyone not of love approaching me, connecting with me for any reason or for any reason try to communicate or poison my mind or invade my space with the pretense of help, as they did enough help already and I don't want anything from them. I just want to be who I really am, be fucking left alone. I do not consent, I do not allow any parasitic fucks use any kind of portals or backdoors or triggers or what else. Or any other ways to get in my space and say stuff or do stuff in as if it was me and poison my mind with bullshit. Demanded be removed from my harmonic sovereign space and from my apartment. This is my sacred space, and I demand that all energy and frequency in it be of love and unconditionally loving. I do not consent to any of this what happened till now, which they try to use my apartment as some sort of prison scheme in which they could do their dirty work on me or through me.
Okay, so I sent you a picture of the, I think is another term for it is man ray.
Fish. Yes, skate.
That's the shape that you showed me in the back of your neck. And it looked like it was like a feeder. Like a succubus, like kind of like locked in and pulling your life force.
Yeah, I could...
You had multi-levels of attachments in the back of your neck, so it wasn't just one.
Yeah.
You had that plug, that weird-looking plug that almost looked like, not a Legos, but sort of like a Legos on the back. And then plugged into the back of your neck, those like little points that would stick into you, but they were rounded.
Yeah.
And then you had this thing, that skate thing. And then I saw wires as well. Oh, because you had something that they wanted.
Yeah,
If you don't have anything that they want, they leave you alone.
Yeah, because I fucking saw every guy or whatever I had problems with, or they were mean to me or whatever, I fucking saw the entity or whoever was riding them winking at me, you know, or looking at me. But it had some sort of female energy, even if it was a male or something, but they
use a female just to create a problem with you with females.
Yeah.
They're trying to hide who they are. They all like to move into a male and female body, so it's really hard to tell what their origin is. But a lot of them are satyrs, which are they're just those demonic things, the creatures.
Yeah. I fucking feel something again. Now this space is more light, and this, it's like a bull's head or something with horns. Here.
Oh, they're trying to... Someone did that, so that attracted the satyrs. Let me see who did that. Wow, that hooked you into some... was some Russian thing. I just pulled it out.
What?
I think they were trying to make you hybrid goats, or connected to the hybrid goats.
Mm-hmm.
That is weird.
I don't consent. I don't consent. I don't allow being any kind of fucking hybrid. I don't consent anyone messing with my DNA. I don't consent anyone doing clones of myself. If there are any clones of myself, I demand that they be dissolved, purged, non-existent. I don't consent anyone fucking with my messing with my blood. I don't consent anyone messing with my DNA, my cells, or anything which is part of my divine blueprint. And who am I organically and spiritually? I demand that Rodan, Shiva, and whoever unconditionally loving bounty hunt them down.
You don't demand anything from Rodan and Shiva, but you ask.
Okay, I ask. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I demand that this. I ask that these parasitic fucks who are meddling with my life be removed, as I don't consent. I'm repeating my non-consent every day several times, and I demand that they be removed. I may not know every detail of how I was entangled with them, but my free will should be respected. I'm working my ass off to free myself and to fulfill my divine life mission, to help humanity free themselves, but I need full harmonic sovereign support, and I don't consent to any mind games or any other bullshit. I am trustworthy not to do any harm.
Okay, how does it feel now?
Better. I feel like
reset myself to its proper space and time.
I reset myself in a proper space, a proper unconditional loving, harmonious place and time.
I demand that I am in my proper timeline right now.
I demand that I'm in my proper timeline right now. Proper, harmonious, unconditional loving timeline right now. Can we do something with the heart? For some reason I feel like I have not a hole, but a black spot or something in my heart, because not sure how. It was a little bit after that shit with that aristocratic crap when I was.
It's another one of those man rays.
Yeah, I demanded.
It's like a succubus.
I demanded be removed, as they were when I was in that state, like couple of levels deeper, having a direct contact with my subconscious or something like that. I heard that program or saying that they want to hijack your heart because it's the only chakra they didn't hijack yet, and that shit kind of imprinted or whatever, and I don't know. I have a feeling, or maybe it's mind control or whatever. They try to hijack my heart or try to make me heartless or something like that, because I think mostly with my heart, But I have a problem with not sure right now because I haven't tried anything, listening to music or whatever, but I feel like I'm blocked or having less emotions or.
Yeah, let's pull that right out. Let me just pull that right out. So I reject any of these succubus, man ray, or anything attacking my emotions or my heart. They don't have permission to connect to me at all.
I reject any no succubus. What?
Man ray.
Man ray.
Skate, whatever you want to call it.
Skate, yes, and any other parasitic
element.
Sorry?
Yeah, looking into my body.
Looking into my body or my bodies. I don't consent. I also reject any parasitic elementars, which are energetic pests, which are often in places which are dirty or abandoned and stuff like that, and they cling on people and feed on them. I don't consent to them either. I don't consent whoever and whatever is trying to occupy the back of my body as a layer or a little bit deeper, as it doesn't feel natural, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel like it's me at all, who I really am, and I demand to be removed. Ask that it be removed. I'm sorry for my... I want my sovereign space to be filled only with my unconditional frequency and soul shards and DNA and my soul essence, who I really am. I don't consent to have any empty space as such, which could and were invaded or try to be filled by parasites. I do not consent, I do not allow. I had a slight vision of some alien guy. It was like greenish, small face, a little bit like a beak or something, but smaller. It just looked like that. And the head which went at the back, like that.
Pointed, almost like they have a ponytail going back. But it's like
like a cone.
Like a shark's
like a cone.
hook thing. Yeah.
But they kind of look like a vegetable or something. Hard to explain. Alien face, a little bit of a beak or something. Back of the head goes like this, but it's not the same color as the face.
Something.
It's not the same face color as the face. The back of their head look like a tick, like grayish or brownish, like tick who is full of blood, when you...
Yeah, tick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason I saw it. I just not sure if it's relevant, but I want the best of what has happened. I want experience from what I experienced, lessons, but none of the trauma, none of the soul sharding. I demand that I have my emotions, but that they be returned to me and balanced harmoniously, and whatever's been fucked with them, so they were feeling everything so excessively and to be used against me. I don't consent to that. I demand that they be returned to me, because I need them. I need my insights. I need my feelings to know what's going on. But I don't consent to anyone fucking with them or amplifying them or in any way, shape or form meddle with them. They're here to serve me with fulfilling my divine life mission, and I don't consent to any traumas or any kind of mind control to be used against me by this or any other parasites. This is really fucking annoying. I don't consent, I don't allow anyone at all in my space which is not of love, and who doesn't have the highest good at heart for me and for the right unconditional reasons. I demand that everything that's been poisoned my subconscious to be dissolved, sanitized and deleted, which I was poisoned with by media systems or my sister or anyone not of love, directly or indirectly, as I'm done resonating and manifesting anything which doesn't feel right in my unconditional loving heart. I don't consent to anyone meddle with my thought processes or imprinting any doomsday shit or any new world order shit or any other malevolent shit. As a prime creator, co-creator soul, and I only want to create what feels right in my heart. Freedom for all humanity and freedom for planet Earth, plant world and animal world, and any other unconditional sentient beings that were treated as a food source or energy source or stock or slaves in any way, shape or form.
Okay. So, how does your heart feel?
I don't know, at least I don't see the hole or blackness or whatever.
Good. Because it wasn't yours. The blackness was the creature.
Yeah. I do feel a lot of tension, even now, but not as much as before, in this region. At my belly and my digestive tract is a little bit fucked up. But I often see like a, half a moon or something like a metal or dark shape.
Yep, I got it. I'm pulling it out.
Yeah, remove it because it doesn't feel natural and it's clearly violating me. And I feel like something is like this, like the cards at the poker or whatever, the dealer goes like this. Here. It's reddish brownish or something like that. It has like orange spikes or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's from that hybrid program they were trying to put you into.
Yeah.
Let's see, they'll pull off another layer of it.
Yeah. It looked like a manipe or whatever it's called,
I turn around so I can hear you.
It looked like a manipe or whatever that creature is with, 100 legs,
Oh.
Something like that. You know what I mean?
Millipede?
Maybe, I don't know. I forgot the name, but it's basically a bug which is long and it has
Lots of legs. Yeah, like a caterpillar.
Yeah, but, it has a little bit of a shell and a lot of legs, and it can be quite long. It felt like it because first it looked like mechanic or something, like mechanical.
It's mechanical, yeah. It's mechanical. That's not. I pulled off there was like a fur. It was sort of like fur feathers.
Yeah.
And reddish looking, and then after that was from the hybrid program, and then after that millipede thing that you're looking at is from the future MyLab that you were in. Yeah. So you got both things. It's going back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, it's a fucking annoying. My life is, I won't say a disaster, but it's fucked up.
It's just layers of it. So
yeah. What do you suggest I do? Because I really am working my ass off to clear stuff, but if you don't know what's going on,
I don't know any shortcuts other than it. Each time you lift it, it could be thousands of years.
Yeah.
Of stuff that you're trying to undo in one day. It doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it's just possible to happen. And we've done a few sessions, but you can see how deep you were in.
Yeah. There's so many stuff have happened in my life, it's ridiculous. But we work our asses off to try to save ourselves,
It's okay. You're gonna be fine.
So yeah.
Yeah. What I need you to do is see what happens after this. Let it settle. See if anything shows up. Anything's giving you a hard time, and we'll target it again.
I don't know. I don't have problems as such. What is this here? It's like a gray or something. Another succubus or what? Or is it good?
No. Nope. Let me see what it is.
I don't know. It's almost the same shape, like a four-pointed star or something. I don't know. But it's gray. It's not light. And also feel like a gray bandage or a cross or something like here with a square in the middle. What the fuck is that? Like this?
That's just the hole where they plugged in. The skin is the skin was dying. That was your skin.
Yeah, but this looks like a cross. It's not pointy. This looks like
that's where they plugged in.
But the minute this be healed and prevented to be plugged in.
Yeah,
again.
Just ask for healing to your skin, and the front is your skin too. That turned gray because you got very sick in the MyLab. So just ask to have that healed.
I ask unconditional forces to heal these places where these entities and energies were plugged into me or sucking energy from me. And I kindly ask that I be healed with unconditional light on all levels, to be overwritten with unconditional and divine blueprint, to be in perfect health, as it is my unconditional and divine birthright, to be in perfect health. I did what I have to do to survive, eat what I had to eat to survive, and smoke I couldn't help myself not smoking, as I did whatever I could to keep sane and to even survive all this shit. I demanded my bodies get completely detoxified from any poisons or anything which is not of my unconditional and divine blueprint, which was artificial or from outside sources being implanted or tricked into being in my space.
How does it feel now?
Better. I kind of visualized like I was becoming a light being of some sorts, and then dark shadows and whatever poisons and shit were like flushed down or something, I don't know.
Yeah, just drop off. Everything's come back into healing.
Yeah. What do you suggest I do? Because these fuckers tried to use me in my home as some sort of prison or some sort of control environment to get to me, and I really don't have anywhere to go as such. I'm walking in loops, don't go places, especially now it's dark pretty soon and stuff like that. I really need to change locations, because if I'm in the same place...
I think you should move. I think you should move.
Yeah, I think so too. I really need to change...
Because this is all it's going to do is remind you of the pain that you had here.
Yeah.
Go to a new place.
Yeah, I should be, for at least for a while, to change locations, because it's not only reminding, it's the whole place is saturated with, memories and energies and stuff like that, and still a lot of stuff which I have accumulated over the years trying to fill voids and shit. It's too familiar. I need to complete, I don't know, different place, with fresh energy.
Yeah. Yeah, start looking at it today.
Yeah. What, for rent or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, temporary, because you might move a few more times before you find what you want.
Yeah, I would like some cottage in the woods or something.
Yeah.
That would be ideal, somewhere where my soul could really shine, and I have peace and quiet, and some animals and garden and stuff like that. That would really be cool.
Yeah.
Because
that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I was dreaming about this for a long time, but for some reason, or you know why, I was artificially put or manipulated in this apartment, by scarcity lack programs and all sorts of stuff, and roots and shit like that, But I'm fucking tired of this shit. It's fucking the same every day, Although the people around me are okay and things are close, blah blah blah, but it's at least I should change location or at least an apartment for a while, to be fresh energy.
You've done major work today.
Yeah.
Why don't you just let it settle? Let's see how it changes everything around you.
Yeah, I feel better now.
Yeah, and then go in and start searching, seeing what's available for rentals, and look in those areas that you might want to live in. That's a little more natural. Yeah,
it's becoming pretty expensive nowadays, to buy or rent some place. That's why I didn't move.
Wait, you're gonna have to teach yourself how to manifest again.
Yeah, not just to manifest.
The universe is going to help me to find the perfect place for me.
The universe is will help me help me find and manifest the perfect unconditional loving place for me to live in, where my soul could really shine.
That's affordable, and that's perfect, and it gives me good energy.
Which is affordable, which is perfect and good, gives me great energy.
Perfect.
This Simpson stuff was really interesting, because there is definitely something going on. They predicted the Trump election 15 years before it happened. I show you the picture and all sorts of stuff as well.
And did you watch the Simpsons a lot as a kid?
I did actually, quite a lot.
Yep.
And listen to that music, to the Bart band, So that's it's all connecting. Watched a lot of that Married with Children stuff, and that passive aggressive stuff goes into your subconscious, as well. It's all agenda,
Well, they were targeting adults, not just children in that one.
Yeah.
They got a huge audience. They knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah. It gets imprinted on you. So you hate male and female, and and kids hate their parents, and parents hate their kids. Although it's a comedy, it's a destructive thing, It burns into our subconscious. It was all systematic shit,
Yeah, they were telling us what we should expect as well.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Even if you watch the whole thing, it's quite transparent, textbook material. But if you're low on vibe and low on energy, you don't really notice it a lot, or enough. But it makes sense. Okay, we shouldn't prolong this anymore.
You have been listening to Androna Talks Radio. Join us on YouTube channel Jessica Errol Morocco and visit her website at www.readingsbyariel.com.